Hey everybody, welcome to the All Over Overland show on Overland Radio. Um I've had a good day. I hope you guys have had a good day. It's the new start to the year. And hopefully that means, that we'll be able to get out and travel more. We'll be able to get out and enjoy the passion that we all have in common. That's what brings us here. Lee's not feeling good, so he's kind of being a wuss, and he's gonna stay home and recover. So we hope that he starts feeling better soon. Like to say a big shout out and thanks to some of our sponsors. Hopefully, I don't miss any of them. We've got 23-0. We've got Overland Addict. Love them. The More Expo and Big Iron Overland Rally. Let's see, we've got CBI, and I know that I'm going to miss a few. That's terrible. Lee handles this every time. I probably should have this written down. But anyway, we're going to move on. So there has been a truck that has been on the internet, and there was pictures of it that came out a while back, and we didn't really know what was going on. And some of us thought that it was, maybe something Toyota was working on, and it ends up it's these couple guys that have an impressive background and decided that they wanted to build something. So before we bring them on, let me bring up the truck. Let me show you what it looks like. Yeah. So let's bring the guys on. We have Matt and Nico. Truck House.
What's going
on, man?
Howdy, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
We're good, man. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. We were talking a second ago, and I want everybody to realize you guys are sitting inside one of the trucks right now.
We are.
Yeah.
We
And
are.
in the background is where the magic happens.
Yeah, there's some more trucks back there.
There's more trucks. Right on, guys.
Yeah,
I saw the truck at Loveland, and as I walked up at the Expo Mountain West, Overland Expo Mountain West, as I walked up, I was like, this thing is the coolest thing I've ever seen, because it's the right size, I think. Some other kind of vehicles are too big.
Yeah.
This one's the right size. I mean, it's obviously going to fit just a certain niche of people, and we'll get into that. But tell us a little bit, for those of you that are listening that don't know a whole lot about the truck. Tell us just real quickly, like a real quick synopsis of what this truck is, for those that maybe haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, definitely. So we took a lot of inspiration from the original Toyota motorhomes of the 70s and 80s, and we wanted to build a four-wheel drive, off-grid capable vehicle that would still fit in a normal parking spot. And we borrowed some technology from the aerospace and marine industries to build a lightweight, very strong, very capable camper that can still comfortably sleep four people. And that's what we're sitting in now. This is the Truck House BCT, and we're super proud of what we've done, and it's pretty cool truck.
Yeah, and you guys took a lot of inspiration on the Sunraider. In fact, you guys built one as kind of the concept vehicle. And what year was that?
Yeah, I built that when I was 24 when I started building that rig.
Right on.
That's a 1987 Toyota Sunraider, factory four-wheel drive. I believe it's the only one. So they made 26 4x4s from the factory. I think it's the only one that's extended cab and extended cab over. So it's a pretty rare little truck. And yeah, I fully rebuilt that thing from the ground up, and it got really popular, and I fell in love with it. A lot of people fell in love with it. And I was, Nico and I kind of, he was like, hey, let me get one of those. And I said,
another one.
I said, I'm never building another old one like that. It took way too much work to get it, looking nice. And I was like, what'd make it better is more horsepower, a more capable truck, and some modern technology in terms of the manufacturing process. And here we are.
Right on. Now, Matt, let me ask you this. So when you started building that, you didn't really have this Truck House thing in mind.
I mean, yes and no. I had a 05 Tacoma that was all fully built out on 35s and bumpers, winches, lockers, sliders, the whole nine, kind of like a hardcore expedition vehicle. And then we're big time skiers, big winter sports athletes. So my dad was like, you got to be where it's snowing. And I said, well, come on, weatherman, where's that going to be? He's like, you got to be mobile. And so I started building the Sunraider. And, you know, the whole time in the back of my mind, I was like, God, I wish, like, I love the 87 because of its nostalgia, but
yeah,
it's still a 22 RE. Their drivetrain's original. It's got the original clutch in the thing, believe it or not.
Yeah, craziness.
So I was like, wow, this thing is sweet. I love it. I wish it was on Mile 5 Tacoma. I just kept thinking that. I didn't have the funds at the time to make that happen. But in the back of my brain, I was like, wow, this was had that 4-liter in it. Some 35s versus a 31. I was like, man, this would be even better than it already is.
Right on. Now, Nico, tell me whenever you got involved in this, had he already made the Sun? He'd already built the Sunraider, or was he in the process?
It was in process, and so Matty was working down on the Sunraider out of his dad's shipyard, and we were up in Tahoe for the summers. Matt and I met working on Lake Tahoe. And he kept talking about it. He said, man, I'm working on this sick camper, you know, and then months went by, a year went by, we never saw the camper. So sure, dude. Yeah, I keep talking.
No, I swear, dude, it's sick. I swear, it's so sick.
Yeah, you guys will love it. And then when we actually did finish it and drove it up the hill and we all got eyes on it, it was pretty mind blowing. And, you know, being a skier and loving camping, growing up camping, and just thought, wow, like that's the perfect rig. You know, how do we build it again? And, you know, Matt said, no, we're not doing it on old trucks anymore. If we're going to do it, let's start from scratch and really put some thought into the design. And at the time, I just started going back to school for my master's in business, opportunity to work on a business plan. And Matt and I started working together on the idea of building brand new Toyota campers, basically. And that's kind of what kicked this whole thing off. We won a competition at the University of Nevada here, and that gave us a little funds to quit our old jobs and focus on truck house full time.
Right on, man.
Yeah,
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
thank you, Nico. He was getting his MBA, but he also has a mechanical engineering degree.
That's helpful.
Hell yeah! And I call myself I'm an engineer because I studied neurobiology, and my engineering background is from working on yachts and ferries growing up. I have a lot of practical experience, and Nico has a lot of book experience. So,
gotcha.
I was like, oh, dude, you know CAD? I was like, at that point in my life, I was like, dude, I never need CAD. He's like, yeah, I know CAD.
You can make this easier?
I was like, wait, I don't have it templated on a cardboard? He's like, no. I'm like, this is sick, dude.
We still do though.
We still do cardboard.
Oh, well, cardboard's awesome.
CAD, cardboard aided design.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I want to ask a question about that. Like when you were working on yachts, you know, I mean, it's funny how when I walk up to it, you know, I think it has a boat feel to it as far as the way it was built. Yeah. And I know that that's not by accident. Now, you know, I watched a few of the videos. I know that it's not by accident now. But the first question that I have is, why the hell haven't they been building these, you know, campers and stuff like this for forever, like on trucks? It's all been like glued together plywood that just falls apart as you're bouncing around. Yeah, it makes no sense.
I don't know, man. I think they took the term motorhome too literally. It resembles a house, but houses don't move.
Yeah.
I mean, all the old Toyota motorhomes I've retrofitted, you rip them apart. The wiring's held together with wire nuts and stuff like that, which isn't kosher for something that vibrates and moves and goes down the road. Working on yachts, you're held to a whole nother standard of Coast Guard approved wiring and so on and so forth. And if your RV catches on fire, like it was probably going to go to the scrapyard 5 years from now anyway. So like you just pull over and get out. If your yacht catches on fire 20 miles out, you know, off the coast, like people might die. And I don't know. I just always, you know, I've been in a lot of RVs and I was like, this is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And I've been in a lot
wiggly
and falling apart and made out of particle board. And you go on a $3 million yacht and you're like, oh my God, like what craftsman like freaking built this? Like someone put their freaking every detail is like so well done, and it's not only good looking, but it's built to last and take a
Well,
beating.
it's just bizarre to me that people that made boats back in the 70s or whenever didn't think that this was just a great idea. And there's old people right now that are like, motherfucker. Why? And that is, like they're like, I could have done this like with my eyes, like some of the old school boat guys, like, man, we could have done this, I like going off road. I didn't even think about this, all that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I got a lot of my education from, old crusty shipwrights, that have been building boats for their whole life, and they're 70 years old now. And so that was like, a great upbringing for me in terms of learning how to build stuff the old school way. And then, once I tapped Nico in here, we really brought it to the modern era. And, I've been doing hand fiberglass work since I was 14 or so. Now we vacuum infuse all our parts. So that's like a whole new manufacturing process. We don't actually touch the resin. That's a whole nother, we can get into that later, but it's like an aerospace grade manufacturing process that no one likes doing fiberglass work by hand. It's hard, it's heavy, it's slow. And Nico, with his brains, helped bring me into the modern world. So
there you go.
Yeah.
I've got one of those. His name is Lee. He drags. I go kicking and screaming. He was like, he wasn't feeling good. So he was like, "Are you going to be able to get this going?" I was like, "Listen, asshole. Yeah, I'll be able to get this going. Calm down."
Yeah, you might have to call for help,
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's been times that things have gone south real quick. So it was justified, but it was still a little insulting nonetheless.
We'll have to meet him. Maybe we'll come back for a second round someday.
Right on. Well, and see, what was funny is he was at Loveland, but he had a root canal, and he got some kind of blood something from that. And then he got COVID all at the same time.
Okay.
So he was done. Like he was helping at the Opus Trailers booth, and he was almost dying. It was crazy.
Oh, poor guy. But is it a theme? It's truck house and Lee's sick. He's sick in Loveland, sick here.
No, it's probably a good omen on your part. To be honest, we have a hashtag that's "It's all Lee's fault." So it's hashtag "It's all Lee's fault." So
we haven't met him yet, but we'll throw that around the shop.
Now you got someone else to blame.
Yeah. Don't worry. You didn't screw that up. It was Lee's fault.
That's perfect.
It's Lee.
Now, and you still have the Sunraider, and this is one of those things you've got to just keep it forever, dude.
I mean, I go back and forth probably, every week. I talk to Nico about it every week. It's currently too busy to use it. When we did, dive into this endeavor head first, I lived in it in our shop.
Mm-hmm.
So it was 24-hour camper life. I got a 110-pound big mountain dog. So me and my mountain dog lived in the little Sunraider.
Right on.
Nico, I was just moving into Reno where we build these things. Nico had already lived here. So, we'd put in a 12, 13-hour day and say,
yeah,
see you, buddy. I'll be here in the morning. And I just would never leave. So it definitely, it helped facilitate that. But I go back and forth, man. It's like, it's so near and dear to my heart, but it also breaks my heart to see it just sitting in our lot outside.
Yeah, but it's also going to break your heart, 30 years from now.
Yeah.
If you get rid of it.
Yeah.
And I think that's a bigger heartbreak, really, than going, oh, no one's getting to use it. I mean.
Yeah, I hear you. But also, I mean, I won't put any numbers on it, but the amount of money I get offered for that thing is.
Oh, I'm sure.
Mind blowing.
Yeah.
Like when I bought it originally, because it's so rare, I bought it. My brother was making fun of me. He's like, "What are you gonna do? Like sell tacos out of the thing?" He's like, "I think you just bought the world's most expensive old Toyota pickup or motorhome. You choose." And now it's worth it's worth a good amount of money. So it's like,
yeah. Well, I would definitely have a clause that you're the first person to be able to buy it back.
I like that idea.
Yeah, I definitely have that clause so that whenever this totally gets stupid and explodes, you're going to be like, dude, okay, yeah, I understand. You want to make a little money off of it too now. Well, I'm in a position I can, so boom.
Yeah.
That's the dream, man. That's why we do this. That's why we get into things, entrepreneurship, all that stuff. So you got the background in the yacht, and then Nico said something on one of the shows that I want to talk about. I need to know what this is, but there was a little bit of brakes put on whenever I even mentioned it in the pre-show. And that's a process called monocoque. How's that work?
Yeah, monocoque.
Everybody's saying cock. Cock. All right, go ahead.
Hey, before we do that, let's do our mandatory. We call it a mandatory whiskey shot, but it's whatever you want to drink. And so, Matt, what do you got to drink tonight?
I've got a Revision Nelson Revenge IPA, which is a brewery right down the street.
So right on, local.
That's shots to them.
All right on. Okay, Nico.
Got a little mixed drink here, the old coffee cup.
Oh, there you go. What do you got in the mixed drink? Come on, man.
A little margarita.
A little margarita? I like margaritas. So we've got a local whiskey. Okay. Local, it's in Tulsa. It's about an hour and a half or so away. But it's Oil Fire whiskey, and it's a whiskey with a liqueur blend. So it's like having an old fashioned at camp with only having to open the bottle and pour it in.
I like that name, Oil Fire.
Oil Fire. Yeah, there's a big story to it.
Can't put that shit out, man.
Nah. So out of Oklahoma. So everybody, cheers. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah. Cheers, buddy.
The other thing I haven't been doing because Lee usually hold on, guys. Shit just got real. Lee,
lots of smack.
Lee is okay. Let's see. There we go.
Lee, it's all your fault, man.
Yeah, that's what I heard just a few minutes ago.
Like, man, why, dude?
I don't know. I heard all the smack talk. It's okay.
Dude, if you get us sick, I'm gonna be so pissed off.
It's a migraine. I get migraines every once in a while, and
dude, we both get debilitating migraines.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Yeah. So if you want to go lay down in a dark room,
yeah,
we fully understand. Man.
Yeah, that's exactly where I've been most of the day.
Yeah, we need Oil Fire to step up. That's for sure.
But
been drinking the shit for a long time.
I ate a gummy a little while ago, so I feel better.
Oh shit! All right, this is gonna be great.
Get the party started.
Hey, Lee, you gotta share, man.
Yeah. Choo choo give. Choo
Yeah,
choo give, man.
Yeah.
All right, we do have a question from Eric Stevens. He's asking, so far out of the people that are purchasing, or maybe even the people that are purchasing one that haven't taken delivery yet, do you have anybody that plans on being full-time in the truck house so far?
As of now, it's nobody has told us they're moving into it full-time. But we do have some folks who are doing the full North American tour. They're going to be in it for months at a time. I don't think anybody's sold their house yet to move into a truck house. Hopefully, I think
I made the argument for that, and I'm going to keep trying.
Yeah,
I mean,
to make that argument.
It's nicer than the little apartment I live in. I'll tell you that.
Well, it's currently nicer than what I'm in right now. That's for sure. Hey, Lee, I don't know if you heard, but they have a background in boats and yachts.
Sweet.
And Lee, that's not yachts necessarily, but he has a background in boats too. So I'm glad that you're able to catch on and join. There's a lot of things that they really got to go into in the design of the vehicle, or the vehicle, the whole thing. You guys made it a point to make some of the lines match the Toyota like to a T, like even the little bump in the top that matches the hood line.
Yeah.
We got a little OCD on the design, but I think it really makes it worth it. For Matt and I, we got to start from scratch. So we figured, if we're going to go from the bottom up, we might as well make it look like it belongs. And so we used some cool technology to kind of match body lines and fender flares, the hood scoops in the roof, like you were saying. We just really wanted to make it look like if you saw it driving down the road, you'd be like, oh, Toyota built that, or, that thing belongs there. And I think from the outside, it definitely looks like it belongs, which is super cool for us.
On a side note, we have Nico and I have about, over 1,000 hours in just shell shape design, just the shape of the shell. And the whole time we were designing it, we kept looking at each other, we'd make renditions and say, more shape, dude. We need more. We need more shape. We need
Yeah.
more shape. We don't want to be those guys building boxes. Everyone builds boxes. If we're gonna build boxes, we should just build flat panels, build a box. Now
The first thing I noticed in it whenever I walked up to it there at Loveland was the flares.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
Yeah,
How the hell did they do that?
Those aren't added on. Those are
no.
one piece part of the shell.
Yeah.
But we, you know, the whole time we kept saying more shape. Now that we're manufacturing it, I mean, we've got it figured out now. But the first couple building the shells, we're like, God, why do we put so much shape in this? It's freaking hard. It makes it hard. It makes our mold really complex. It makes our core pieces really complex. It makes, you know, laying the dry glass before the infusion very complex, and the dry carbon. And
so you glassing it with a gun and strands, or you matte glassing?
no, so we're vacuum infusing. If you guys want, Nico can kind of give you a quick rundown on what that means versus doing hand glass or chopper gun.
We would love him to.
Yeah, chopper. Yeah, the boat stuff is mostly chopper guns and mats, obviously. But yeah, I've seen the vacuum process, and actually, I have a small vacuum in the garage that's on a table to make panels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect.
So similar process to what you used to make the panels.
I'll start really quick, just for the viewers who don't know. Nico can do the infusion. Hand glass is, you've got carbon or glass, which is a cloth. You use resin, you wet it out by hand, spread the glue around, squeegee out the air bubbles, bubble bust, let it kick. Chopper gun, it's a gun that chops up fiberglass, sprays resin at the same time into a mold. You would then back roll that with some resin to make sure it's all stuck. One layer above that is hand glassing, and then vacuum bagging. So it's called wet bagging. So you put the resin on the glass, squeegee it all around, put some bleeder cloth on, bag the thing, and then suck it down. So it's putting pressure on the wet glass vacuum bag. And then what we do is one step above that,
and that's vacuum infusion. So we're actually laying all the carbon in dry, and then that gets sandwiched with a structural foam core.
Mm-hmm.
And then we add a vacuum bag on top of that and vacuum out all the air. And then we infuse the resin through vacuum ports, through resin lines, and it all cures under vacuum pressure.
It's like an IV, Michael.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It looks like a big old science project when we actually shoot these things.
Yeah, they pull the vacuum down on it, and then as you inject the resin into it, you can watch it go.
Bingo.
That's pretty cool.
And I was in my head like, how in the world did they mold that like that?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Do you guys use any Kusa board in any of it?
We do use Kusa board.
I have some out in the garage.
This is why I love Lee. Like I talk shit on him, but he's the most interesting man I've ever met in my life.
Lee, come eat one of those gummies in the shop, dude. We got all kinds of we got all kinds of crazy composites here, man. We do. It's all our stuff is cord, and we use Kusa board all the time. I cut Kusa board today. Which density do you have in your shop? Do you know? 20
hold that thought. Hold on.
20 or 26.
Hey, so here's what I want. Here's what I want to happen.
Yeah.
I want one made out of hemp.
All right. Well, you can't burn it down, man.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm not necessarily saying the truck house truck, but I mean, I think someone should build with hemp.
Yeah.
And put it out there. Yeah. And I think that there's just a certain demographic that's going to be like, that's the one I want.
Yeah. What else? We've
there's some wool. There's some wool cloth being
really?
And
flax. I want to say a flaxseed cloth, and there's some bio resins. Nico can drop some like engineering modulus and stuff on you, but let's just say that it's not as strong as epoxy and carbon fiber.
Gotcha. Yeah. We've got Facebook users saying that stuff's cool, and a couple of questions we're going to catch up with. Are you worried that Toyota is going to radically change their design? Now, I think that there are so many Toyotas out there right now, like the one that you're building from, that you're probably pretty good. But I mean, I was going to ask the question here in a little bit while, and since that came up, I'll go with it, and Lee, we'll get to that in just a second. But are you guys considering building for a different brand of vehicle, or is that even on your radar yet? Are you just focused on the Toyota right now?
We're just focused on the Toyota and specifically the BCT on the Tacoma platform right now. There's
Gotcha.
a lot of cool stuff coming out in the industry, and we definitely are looking around and don't have blinders on, but we got customers that are waiting on their rigs, and we're focused on the BCT right now.
Yeah, and I think, and I understand, like, use a platform that's recognizable for reliability and everything that it comes with, and then build for that platform, and that way you can really give it an interesting look. If you didn't build for that platform, you wouldn't be able to give it an interesting look. Like with the cool, you guys just made it look cool. Papa's camper didn't look cool, but yours looks cool.
Thank you. And that's spot on. People don't realize differentiations in chassis, cab heights, cab curvatures. If you really want to have a consistent 1-inch gap behind the cab of the truck, well, you need to build a curvature to match that.
Yeah.
This one, we get messages every single day. Will you put this on my Ford Raptor? Will you put this on my Dodge?
I'm sure.
Unfortunately, no. And we did that for a purpose. Because if you, like you said, if you want to just build a generic camper that fit every truck, well, it'll fit every truck, but it won't fit any truck good. We want a camper that fits a truck perfectly.
It'll still be like, well, it really fits the, Toyota the best because that's what they drive. So that's, even though it's a one fit, you always come up with there's one that it fits better than everybody else. Cause you lean that way. So Lee, what do you got to show and tell?
Yeah.
So this is the 3/4 inch Coosa.
There you go. Is it? Yeah.
26 Blue Water 26.
26. Yeah. That's what we use. We use as well. We use it an inch.
I have 4 or 5 other different sizes, but those were I ordered samples first. I used to use this to build stringers in boats.
Yeah.
And repair transoms in boats.
Oh my. You want to be friends? You want to be best friends?
And so
and decks too. I bet you built some decks out of that.
Yeah, I built a couple of swim platforms on a 110-foot houseboat one time with it. But it's a neat product. It's horribly expensive, but it's unbelievably rigid and it's lightweight. And if you can fiberglass, you can use this stuff. So it's it's kind of, to me, it was a no-brainer to get. So I got samples, and then
what are you doing?
Well, the plan, I mocked up a small little camper. That's all it was, just a tow behind camper for a buddy of mine, and he actually builds little trailers. And but he's fiberglassing, and I'm like, dude, there's a better way of doing this. You can get them a lot lighter. You can get your lateral structural integrity can be better with this stuff if you use it. And anyway, went back and forth. So I got samples from it. I was like, I used to use this to, repair some heavily damaged boats. And so I got some and made up a little mock-up for him, but I'm not building anything, per se. I'd love to, but.
Yeah, no, we Nico and I have built a lot of composite parts here in the shop with all different types of cores, and they're let's just say I feel like we've dove in head first and we're still just scratching the surface. There's some really cool materials out there, and that's really what we nerd out on. And there's that's what we really we strive to do, is find the materials that other people don't necessarily know about.
This stuff works great on a CNC. What most people don't.
I don't know if you can see one, but we got a big router back there.
I think I can see it a little bit. Yeah. What another thing most people don't understand about this stuff is that you layer this stuff and make a huge block out of it. It molds and shapes so much better than traditional foam does, like your closed cell foams and your high density foams and things like that. This, I've been able to take this stuff and epoxy it together and then put it on a router and just shape out whatever shape I want, and then turn around and use that and make a mold, gel coat, reverse mold, so I can make we make swim deck not swim deck platforms, the covers, boat covers for like deck covers for like over live wells and things like that on boats. We'd use this and reverse it, and then my fiberglass guy would make a mold, and we'd make 2 or 3 of them for different, people.
Yeah, we call that a plug.
Yeah, make a plug.
Make a bulb. Yeah. You want to jump?
See, Matt, that's why I said that Lee is my Nico.
Let's build some airplanes. How about that?
Yeah, well, before you got on, all you do is crash them. So I mean, I don't want to just be repairing your crashed planes.
I'm still here walking around on both legs. I've never lost anybody.
Hey, Lee, I've got something I want to put up on the screen that I think I don't know what the comment is at all. I don't know what it says. But I just want you to see this. This is the first time this has ever happened in our chat.
Someone from
somewhere else is watching.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that's
it's probably some kind of spam thing, but
maybe not.
But if it's not, thank you for watching.
Yeah.
That's awesome. We do know that we're seen in countries all over the world. My podcast has been, what am I at? Like 60, 67 countries now or something like that.
Yeah,
it's just crazy. So
I know where that's from.
You know where that's from?
Yeah,
oh, say it.
Uzbekistan. Okay, guys, there's a joke about that. We'll tell you after
long joke about that. Yeah, we gave him so much shit, and he believed us, and it was just funny. We have Kyle's asking a question about that board that you guys are using. The weight comparison to plywood.
1/3.
1/3 of the weight of plywood,
roughly.
Yeah, I'd say between 1/3 and 1/2. For the 26 density, and probably 1/3 for the 20 density.
Yeah,
gotcha.
And about twice the strength to it.
Yeah,
I will tell you that.
Eric says it's Russians that are on.
Yeah, Ruskies. Yeah.
Oh no.
There we go.
Yeah, it's an amazing product, and I mean, like I've cut 2 pieces of this and made a 90-degree bond with it, and then set it on the ground like this and drove over it.
Yeah,
won't break.
Yeah, we've got a pallet rack full of that stuff, and I do recommend when using it, respirator up, and
it's a dusty,
nasty,
itchy shit to get on you.
I've been playing with it all day. So
yeah, you get what we used to do is we used to buy those painter suits, the old thin paper kind of painter suits, and our guys would put those on and then tape the wrist and everything, because man, you get that stuff up in your hair. Oh Jesus,
Nico has taped my wrist and my ankles many a times.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, it looks great. So all that hard work, I've got to tell you, it's one of the better looking designs I've seen. Well, it's the best looking camper conversion trailer truck, or not trailer, but truck camper house thing. I have to ask, how hard was it cutting a hole in the truck?
I mean, at that point, pretty easy.
Yeah. You were past the point of no return.
Yeah.
Hey, Michael,
cut that son bitch up.
Michael, it's called eat a gummy and go for it.
Yeah, we ate a gummy after, but not.
Yeah, there you go.
No,
I mean, that's one of the things that really makes the truck, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, 1,000%. You know, like going back to your original point about the size. We had, Nico and I came up with a few design constraints that we found really, really important. Number one was overall height of the vehicle. We wanted to be lower than a fully converted Sprinter van. That was number one. Number two, we wanted to be about the same length as one of those between a short and long wheelbase Sprinter van. Number three, we wanted to have a pass-through. Number four, we wanted to have a full wet bath. And number five, we wanted to be able to sleep 4 people and seatbelt 4 people.
Yeah.
So the pass-through was one of the important points. And let me tell you that the engineering behind it isn't as easy as it may look.
Oh, I can only imagine. I mean, I ripped the seat out of a Jeep Liberty, and it's a 60-40 split. And isn't that the way? Well, wouldn't that the way the truck would be originally?
That's how they come. Yeah.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah. So you've got to build a base. You got to make sure that it passes all the bullshit. And yeah.
So where are you guys at? Where's your base at?
We're
Reno.
here. We're in Reno, Nevada. Yeah.
Damn, you guys just took an ass pounding on snow out there the other day.
Yeah.
We don't say ass pounding because we like it.
Hey,
Well,
they have
Michael
a
likes his
background.
ass. Michael likes his ass poundings too.
Yeah,
but-
all the time. They have a background in skiing, and I think Nico has a little bit of surprise when it comes to that. Did I hear something said earlier about Nico when it comes to skiing?
Yeah, Nico's
I'm
on
all right.
Nico's on the U.S. ski team. Nico he skis skier cross, so he does.
Right on. So
yeah,
you were
well,
on the team. Hey,
he grew up in like one of the most badass ski resorts in the country, and he's phenomenal.
So, Michael, have you ever been out that way, like past Reno, going into that socialist state that's on the west of them?
I mean, I've driven from.
Man,
I've
that is
driven
one of
I-40 all
the
way to
most beautiful.
California
Yeah, I say
sometimes.
socialist state because you see what's behind me. But
I hear you.
Pew-pews.
Like we started the company in Reno for a reason.
yeah, I actually dumped off my guns in Reno to a buddy of mine that I knew before I went to California.
So, next time you come through,
next time I come by, if he's not around and I can't get a hold of him, I'll call you. But yeah,
we'll babysit him for you, but you'll be a few rounds short.
I came up. Was it 325,
395,
395? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then cut across and went across Donner. Michael, you need to do Donner one day. Just
Okay,
not when
it's all on the
snowing.
list. We have plans.
395. I mean, from here down to Mammoth and past is like overlanding and exploring Mecca in terms of
Bishop just south of you guys is just it's like a trout fishing haven, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
the whole east side there is
we ski all those big mountains.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean that was the whole premise behind this. At least in our brains was tow a couple snowmobiles and mobile cabin, mobile chairlift.
I got news for you. You ain't gonna tow shit on a damn Toyota. Just so
I mean, you'd be surprised. Dude.
Here's where I was nervous about leaking.
Yeah,
that's all right.
No,
he's
I'm
like,
teasing.
why the fuck didn't you do that on a Chevrolet Colorado?
Why you do that on a diesel Colorado?
Yeah, I mean, they're just not as popular, not as reliable.
Yeah,
I don't know. There's a pretty big cult behind that. Yeah, I know. Shots fired, right? Nah, I think the Tacoma is. I mean, look, it's well proven itself. So I mean, there's no doubt as to why you went that way.
And you've done the right things. You've re-geared it properly.
Yeah.
There's the upgrade for the Magnuson supercharger. I mean, like you're answering those questions within the build.
Yeah.
And there's a lot. I mean, a lot more than re-gearing. It's we do basically a custom chassis here, full torsion-free mounting system. The thing's on a full custom axle, long travel. It's got 35 spline, big axles in the thing. We got big brakes. I think they're 13-inch drilled and slotted with 6-piston calipers. I mean, it's not a Tacoma anymore. The axle's basically out of a trophy truck.
See, I'd have kept my Toyota if I could have had all that, but it wouldn't get out of fourth gear.
Yeah, no, and it's these things boogie. You got to think about where we're laying in the field. It's compared to the big giant expedition vehicles, they're not fast.
Yeah. So how? And I may have missed this, so forgive me if you've already answered this, but how many have you already delivered?
Yeah, we're coming up on the first delivery of the production model. We just launched the company about a year ago.
Okay. So damn, that's impressive. That's really impressive, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you just saw daily driven Nissans on here trolling us. Probably. So what we're going to do is I'm going to remove the pictures of you guys because he's just coming in late. So he's asking, is that a Tacoma RV in the background? And the answer is it's better than that. Here, let's show it real quick. So there it is. Yes, it is a pretty badass vehicle. And if you're getting in here late, I highly recommend that you watch the rest of this and then go back and watch it all over again, and then go to all the social media, truckhouse.co, because they didn't want to pay for the M. I do my research sometimes, man.
That's the expensive M, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, it costs a lot of fucking money. I get
So, are you sitting in your demo model right now?
We are.
So, Michael and I need to borrow that thing while we do our Midwest tour.
Yeah.
So we got a tour that we're doing all through the Midwest where we're
Please
going to all the
handling the
different
deposit.
dealers.
It's
Yeah.
not, this is Tacoma, man. It's not a Colorado. Sorry, dude.
I'll let Michael drive.
You want it, bud? All you. No
Yeah,
problem.
that's awesome.
We'll let
awesome.
Michael drive.
That's awesome.
I should see if had I known this hindsight, I could have just taken mine out to them and said, "Hey, do this to my Toyota." Then I wouldn't have had to get something that.
Well, and
trailers
that
better.
brings up a good question. Like, how's this work? Do the people bring you? I mean, do they bring you a truck that they want? Do they just tell you go pick up one, and then all the lengthening and because it's lengthened, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys have done some special things to the frame to strengthen it, to keep it because it flexes and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Do you guys go and pick up the trucks, or do people bring trucks to you?
People bring trucks to us. Each customer, they own their truck, and they come to us for the conversion process.
Gotcha.
And
Because I didn't know if you had to convert it to like an RV like kind of thing.
And so it's considered it's a custom recreational vehicle, and when it leaves our shop, and we complete the conversion here, and they come pick it up when it's all finished.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, that was a question that I hadn't seen in here, but I had to call you out, man. It's just the way it works. Sorry. That's the way it is. Thanks for listening.
Yeah. You know, we do have a good relationship with a local dealership here in town. So we thus far we've facilitated those deals because most of the customers have been relatively local.
Yeah.
So we have, picked up vehicles and brought them to the shop, or that they get delivered here. But it is, we are not a dealer or an auto broker. So we do not sell the truck. Toyota sells the truck. We do the conversion.
Yeah. It's all that stuff you have to. Yeah.
It's
you guys are doing it the right way.
I'm going to have to put this on my stop on my next trip out to California.
Yeah, come on by. I'd love to have you.
I'm not. Hey, listen, I'm not going to work though. Okay, so
just one day, Lee. We just one day, man. Just one day.
Kill him.
We're a small team, dude. You put in a 16-hour day with us, we'll get some shit done.
He's doing right now what he does all day long.
Yeah.
Hey,
well,
yeah.
Normally I don't sleep much, but today I've had to sleep. But yeah,
migraines are brutal, dude.
They really are.
They can be pretty bad.
They
so
really
brakes, we got upgraded brakes, right?
Yeah. So to answer that, I saw that comment on the screen. It's 6-piston in the front, 4-piston in the rear.
Nice.
We retain all the factory ABS, crawl control, you name it. It all still works. Let me say that's not an easy task. These trucks know when you unplug anything. So there's been a lot of engineering to switch that axle out and have everything work. But yeah,
you were saying that like crawl control still works and all of that stuff, which
1,000%
makes my head hurt.
All ARB, we do ARB pneumatic lockers in the things now. So customer has an option, and we'll do front and rear lockers, and we could do front and rear winches, and everything. The whole truck functions like normal, even blind spot monitors, parking sensors, the whole nine.
So is that the part of the truck that stayed the truck?
Yeah,
I mean.
Well,
no.
On the outside looking in, it stayed the truck.
It works like a normal truck, but we had to do all that.
Oh yeah, you had to upgrade that even. Yeah. So how much Tacoma is still there from the factory?
The steering wheel is still stock.
Nice.
It looks like a Tacoma from the front, kind of.
Yeah.
No, I mean, the bones of it are. It's a good truck. You got it. A lot of people, him and haw, and you got to think, like, have you not seen a 1985 Warrior on a Toyota chassis? Like,
yeah.
I have a Sunraider outside that's the same size camper shell as this roughly, and it's got 100,000 miles on the factory running gear, and that's a 22 RE with a 5-speed manual. And it made it 100,000, and it's still going.
I'm totally impressed with what you guys have done, and I may have missed this part, but which one of you knuckleheads had the idea to get this thing started?
That's
that guy. That guy.
Yeah.
You can blame him.
Yeah,
you can add him to your hashtag.
Yeah, it's all your fault now, huh? Not Lee's fault anymore.
You know?
Yeah.
No, it's Lee's fault. It's we blame Matt.
So Eric,
the two different ones.
Yeah.
The one thing I am, proud of myself for is I surround myself by more intelligent people than myself. So
ding, man.
Yeah, just
the girl that I'm dating is like way stupid smarter than me that it's not even funny.
Well,
yeah,
she's dating him, so she can't be all that smart.
Come on now.
I'm just kidding.
I've worked with some people, who if you do better than them, they look down upon you, and I don't think that's the way you build a team. That'd be like being like, "Yo, you guys want Tom Brady?" It's like, "Nah, he's too good." It's like, no, you want the best people you can get.
Yeah.
Luckily, we're a little tiny team, but we have 3 engineers on staff.
It's all about raise up and reward, man. Raise up those around you and reward them.
1,000%. And I have a lot of hands-on experience, but building, working on yachts and boats and so on and so forth. But it's bringing me into the modern era with smarter people, with people who are better on the computer, better with CAD, better with CNC machining. Nico and I, we've learned a lot. Nico and I used to, we fit this whole prototype shell by hand, all the core. Now we have robots cutting it. So
are you gel coating it?
No. So they
grip.
All grip, my dude. I love you, Lee. We can be honest.
All grip is the shit.
The shit. So
I'm telling you right now, all grip is the shit.
I'll tell you right now, all grip is the shit.
That's so funny.
My Sunraider, my whole Sunraider, the shell, the truck, the whole nine, I sprayed the whole thing in all grip.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's what we spray at the shipyard. It is the shit.
It is.
It is a no cut, no polish. If you F it up, you got to start over.
There ain't no blending that stuff very well at all.
No, not at all. So these vehicles here, they come out of our mold in an epoxy primer.
Okay.
And then they get automotive painted to match.
Got it. Okay.
So that is one part of the process that we outsource. We don't have a spray booth here. So we build the shells and then we send them off to our partner down in Carson City, and they spray them to match the trucks.
That's awesome.
All right. So here's a great question from the audience and a great time to ask it since we talked about paint. How long does the whole process take?
I bet they're still working that out.
No, we got it. We're getting faster.
We're getting faster.
Yeah.
It's been a roller coaster with the pandemic and the supply chain the last year or so. But right now we're on about a 26 to 30 week build process, and that'll come down once the world catches up with the supply chain.
That's respectable.
I'd say it's roughly 2,000 to 2,500 hours of labor.
Yeah.
And our bill of materials is so long you don't even want to look at it. And the amount of custom parts that we build ourselves is absurd. So it's a lot of love and labor into each one of these trucks.
The interior. So are you doing composites on the interior as well?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
so is that faux wood, as we used to call it in the boat stuff? We called it faux wood because it looked like wood, but it was really composite. It was just a laminate type stuff. But obviously in boats, the less wood, the better you are.
Yeah. So the interior is all composite, and then the wood accent is all real wood. So
nice.
Yeah, like the doors above us are a 16th inch solid wood veneer. All the nosings are solid wood, but it's all on some secret sauce. The whole thing is all composite. So you grab a door, you grab a cabinet, and everything gets filled and tabbed. I'm sure you know what tabbing is, Lee.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So we fill it and tab the whole interior into the external structure. So it acts as structural ribbing. So you grab a cabinet, you grab a wall, you grab the bathroom wall, you pull as hard as you freaking want. You just shake the vehicle.
Right.
It'll never. So there's no screws to vibrate loose.
Wow.
Yeah, it is one piece. The interior as well as the outside becomes one, so it can't come apart. Nothing to tighten, nothing to do anything. Doesn't move, doesn't squeak.
Wow.
Yeah. And then on that note, Nico with his, the big brain he's got over here, he carbon fiber is stiff, right? Doesn't move at all. It doesn't flex. It likes to be rigid. Steel frames of vehicles do flex. So Nico developed a whole torsion-free mounting system so that our frames can twist as if uninhibited. And they all are polyurethane isolated, and so that it lessens the vibration. And going back to Michael talking about the pass-through, that's like part of the hard engineering is allowing the camper shell to move independently of the frame and not and let you pass through at the same time. Where my Sunraider was sheet metal screwed together. And over time, I built a big badass sub box behind my driver's seat and all that shit. And I got some stress cracks over time. So
right on.
We learned and improved.
Right on. I'll tell you, for those of you that haven't, you need to go over to the website and check out the gallery of images. Because, we talked early about, whenever I told you that I felt like whenever I walked up to it, I was walking up to something that was made like the way a boat wouldn't be made or something with that whole theory. But I got to say, the pictures of the inside look like you're in a yacht. I mean, the lighting is one of those things where, because when you think of a yacht, you think of just a higher class. I mean, it's you're pushing it. You're pushing the limits of what's capable of what's out there, the technology. And you guys are doing that with the truck because it looks like you're in a boat when you're like from where you guys are sitting, looking towards the front of the truck. The way it goes underneath to where you get into the cab, and then the way it goes above looks like you would be in a boat. And the lighting with the puck lighting everywhere looks amazing.
Well, you got stainless, you got the push button handle locking handle on the cabinets. A lot of that stuff is obviously indicative of the marine industry. But the one thing that's cool about this versus your old Sunraider you have sitting out there is this appears to be a one piece versus a top and bottom molded together, which also adds structural integrity to the whole thing. So that was another thing that is pretty neat. Now let me ask you this: electronics. I'm a gadget guy.
Hey, hold on, Lee. Stop right there because you both. There was a question I wanted to ask.
Oh, okay.
Because you're gonna need nerd out, and I know that Matt's gonna freak out whenever I ask this question.
I'm freaking out.
I have to say one word. I only have to say one word.
Freaking out.
Refrigerator. Go.
Oh. I love that refrigerator, man. I should probably grab another cold beer out of it right now.
Well, which one are you guys using in there?
We use a Virtue Frigo.
Oh.
Yes, that's from
no cheap shit there.
No, we dove down the path of building the highest quality vehicle we could. And as soon as you cut one corner, it sticks out like a sore thumb. I mean,
that's what you find on the big boys.
There's a Bosch oven in here.
Holy shit balls.
Do you know who I thought of whenever I was watching the video? Because I didn't crawl up inside. I don't.
Chad Boyd. That's exactly what I think.
No.
Adam.
Chef
Adam
Glick.
Yeah. Who was the chef on the what was that series? Below
Deck. So he was on Below Deck, the TV show. Okay. And he's a chef that, I mean, he's an amazing chef, but he's with Messmeister. Am I saying that right?
Messermeister,
knives, chef knives.
Yeah.
And he has a whole series, but he's got a couple cool videos. He's got a truck that he drives around, but I was like, dude, this would be because the fridge looks like it would be a chef's fridge in a camper truck.
Yeah, on a yacht, but in a camper truck.
It's super low amp draw. It's 12 volt or 120, and it's 2 drawer. And on the fly, it can be 2 drawers of a refrigerator. So it can be fridge, it can be fridge, freezer, or it can be freezer on the fly. So if You got a vegetarian who wants all veggies. You can do 2 fridges. You got a hunter who just shot a deer. You could do 2 freezers. It's a cool unit.
I'm a vegetarian.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the meat that I eat's vegetarian, so I mean, it's like a domino effect, right? It just pass it down. They eat the veggies and I eat them. I don't get it. So okay, electronics. So I'm a techie nerdy kind of guy when it comes to electronic stuff. So are you guys using Cymarine
Nuclear reactor
and their touch screens? Or where's the nuclear reactor? Or are you doing a red arc system, or what are you doing?
Go ahead.
We're using all Victron,
Yeah.
and then
really,
Battleborn batteries that are actually here in Reno as well.
Yep, I'm familiar with Battleborn.
540 amp hours of lithium.
Have you heard of Cymarine?
Yeah, 100%.
I've had quite a few conversations with those two cats over there, and
I know they're good.
Where are they at? The hell's that country they're in now? I don't even remember the name of it.
Yeah, Cymarine, we've done a lot of research in terms of componentry, and my Sunraider didn't use Victron, but this unit's all Victron and then Blue Sea. So it's all
Blue Sea's good.
It's all spec'd out like a yacht. So it's got a master on off switch on the whole thing, so remote on off switch, and then all of our. It's not like fuse panels like a normal RV. It's rocker breakers, like a 360-degree Blue Sea panel. So we've got light switches positioned around the rig that you can use and dim, but there's a light breaker. So you hit a light breaker, all the lights die, heated floor breaker, and so on. So it's up to snuff with any yacht. It's all wired properly, and we use all tin coated wire. We use Deutsch connectors and freaking gold-plated pins and the crimper you need to crimp the shit.
You can't have an electrical fire on a yacht in the middle of the ocean.
And let me tell you something about fiberglass and composite materials. They burn really hot.
Yeah, hard to burn, but once they burn, burn.
It's hard to burn, but once they get going, they're going. You mentioned heated floor. For those that don't understand radiant heat, it's the best shit that there ever was, because it gives you an equal. I don't know the best term to say it, but it feels the same no matter where you're at in the camper. To me, I mean, there's a couple. We actually had a 520 Sea Ray that we pulled, and here you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But we pulled the flooring out of a 520 and put a heated floor in, and then replaced it with SeaDeck, the composite SeaDeck.
100%.
That's the shit for real.
Yeah.
I mean, you can spill wine on it, whatever you want to do, and it,
We got some flooring in this thing. I won't tell you who makes it, but when you get out here, we'll give you a demo. You can spill mustard in it, and it's like SeaDeck but classy.
What was the other one? We use SeaDeck, and there's another brand we use. But anyway, we would do the retrofits on some big, huge Sea Rays and other things out at the lake, and you can go in and put all that on the deck, and they'll laser emboss everything on it, the name of the boat, the whole 9 yards. So you guys are into some good stuff. Do you have is there a shitter on that thing?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you got a holding tank?
5-gallon cassette toilet.
Okay. Cassette.
Yeah. And we, back to your electronics, we do 540 amp hours of lithium. 600 watts of solar. We do a 270 amp alternator underneath the hood.
Mm-hmm.
So that thing charges at actually 200 amps at idle, which is
no propane, no
generator. Nope.
Not with that much juice going through it. You got to have an induction oven, I'm sure.
We got, the oven is, it's a convection speed oven from Bosch, and then induction cooktop.
Induction cooktop. Yeah.
And then we use a smart combiner, so we can charge the house off the truck, and then we can emergency combine just like a yacht. So you switch to emergency combine, you could start the truck off the house.
Yeah.
It's very fail safe. It's very redundant. It's built just like a big mega yacht, just smaller.
That's freaking cool.
Yeah, it's got a sunroof in the bedroom.
Yeah, it's got
the only thing it doesn't have is a Furuno, radar on the top, and it doesn't have a FLIR on the top. But other than that, you sound like you're right on par.
Well, now, are you guys gonna get into the Starlink thing whenever that's like widely available?
We yeah, we're watching it.
Yeah.
It's,
you ain't the only ones.
Yeah.
Oh, we thought we were.
Yeah.
No, I've been pounding off tweets and messages and all kinds of stuff trying to get some kind of response. And I had one guy that I hooked up with on LinkedIn, and we started having a conversation about it, and now he's gone dark. But I don't know.
Starlink went down.
No, yeah. I think he might have indulged a little bit too much information when he started it, but we'll see.
Our goal is to take this whole thing on the road. So that's, we want to be able to do a live, a live show, on Black Bear Pass, like on the pass, like live.
1,000%. That's something, something
I
that we've
still think we need this. We need one of these to go do the Midwest tour.
Yeah, I think radio shows should buy one. I'm right there with you, Lee.
This could be you. Yeah. Black Bear Pass. Look at that.
Dude, that's me and you 30 years ago.
Yeah, no shit. Because tomorrow I turn 51.
Hey, well, happy birthday.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah,
tomorrow is the birthday.
Yeah, big 5-1, man.
Damn. Hopefully, no migraines tomorrow, buddy.
Hey, we got it. We have to have a drink for that.
I'm gonna get my once a year getting laid tomorrow.
Hey,
too.
Lee, tomorrow, it's not your fault.
It's not my fault. Thanks. Right on. That's pretty good. No, I think when I saw that thing, are you guys gonna be at more?
We're not.
We're not.
Not on the schedule this year.
Yeah. We're busy.
Listen, how about this? Michael and I will come out there and we'll pick up the demo truck and we'll take it to more on your behalf. We'll set it up on display and we'll pass out all your brochures and we'll do our broadcast from the truck. Michael?
I'm game. I don't know why this isn't
and then we'll just drive it back to them.
Yeah,
hey,
we'll never see it again.
No, hey, I do want to talk to you guys about I've got an idea that I want to run by you for next year's one of the expos that we're both at. I want to block a time and go live inside the truck.
Yeah, we can make it happen.
And we'll interview you guys. We'll be, doing live just, about the expo from the truck, block off like a morning or an afternoon. And that time's just reserved for you guys, for us to, help you guys out and then have a freaking cool place to, to set up for a couple hours.
Hey, does that thing have a rooftop air conditioner in it?
No, split unit 12 volt.
Oh, wow.
Which one did you get? Which one did you go with?
I'm not going to say it, but it's.
Is it a Truma?
No, it's not.
Lee, he's not going to say it. Why are you trying to guess it?
Yeah, but
we'll just beat it out of him. We'll beat it out of him slowly.
Yeah. Well, we got to be in person to beat it out of me.
So. I know. I'm just
well, dude, you've got to fucking catch him. I'm telling you right now, you're not catching him.
Yeah,
the reason I asked was, I got the shit that'll catch you. It's right here behind me.
Oh, that's true.
No, the reason I asked is because you have so much power on board. I mean, that's an impressive amount of power, and your abilities to replenish that power, whether it be vehicle or solar.
Yep.
And so the reason I was asking is, Dometic just came out with that really nice rooftop, 12 volt system. And I didn't know if that was something that you guys, were incorporating or not, but
we currently use a 12 volt split system. So evaporator inside, condenser outside. Did I get that right? I always mix it up, but yeah, it is a badass unit. We're able to run it for 12 to 16 hours straight. That's not cycling. So that's running it straight on high power. So you can run it all through the night, no generator. We are looking at, the new stuff that's coming out. A lot of the stuff we spec for this truck we're sitting in now was a year ago.
Right.
The overlanding scene is blowing up. The main thing for us with the rooftop ACs is center of gravity. So we like to keep our weight down low. I don't really want to put an extra 100 pounds, 9'10" in the air. And then also our overall roof height. So our goal in terms of constraint was to be below 10 feet. Which we are, and we hem and haw because pros and cons.
It's pretty low profile too. It's a fairly low profile unit, or at least the two that I've seen up close seem to be. I don't know what the weight is, but they did seem to be pretty low profile.
Yeah, they're about 80 to 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, we that wasn't available when so Nico and I mean, we have now it's probably 75 to 100 page document of every available everything on the market. I mean, you say inverter, I got the 20 inverters that would possibly work in this vehicle, the pros, the cons, the price, the availability. We did that for every component as far as cabinet latches, you name it, you freaking name it. We dug in that deep, and at the time we made that document, that Dometic was not available, but we are aware of it. So
it's a pretty slick unit, and it works. It's pretty efficient too. We did some calculations on it. I don't have them in front of me, but I want to say you could run it on high with 800 watts of solar, which you have 6, but I mean, so you subtract a little bit, but anyway, it's like a 3-day run just off of solar and batteries consistently. And then if you put it on low, so if you're in a more mild climate and you just ran it on low, I mean, it was almost a week.
Yeah.
As long as you had solar.
How loud was it, just off the top of your head?
It wasn't that bad at all. And to compare it, I know it was quieter than a traditional one. Way quieter. I won't say it was whisper quiet, but it was noticeably quieter.
And my only experience with roof mounted AC is my Sunraider. I put a Dometic, whatever RV, the nicest RV unit you can get on top of the thing, a 120 unit, and it's freaking loud and it's heavy.
Yeah, this thing wasn't loud. I think it was like 10,000 BTU.
That's good. Yeah, we talk about it a lot because we do love the split unit because it keeps that weight down low, but we do build bracketry to hang the condenser underneath the unit, and we got to duct the thing and so on and so forth. So,
it's a give and take.
Give and take.
And that's how this whole process has been is, every appliance, every component in a small space, there's a pro and a con to whatever you put in these things.
Yeah.
And you just got to weigh your options and build it to the best of the capabilities that you want to accomplish.
I'll tell you what is not a con, and what is one of the things that I love. It's going to sound weird. One of the things that I love most about the truck is the split door or the split swing out bumper, but that you have a tailgate.
Yeah,
you guys have a tailgate.
It says truck house in it too.
That's stamped, and the tires. You guys are so awesome. The tires cover it up, but we know it's there. It's just like you've got it on. You've got it on like right above where it's. I think where the sink is. You've got the topo of the ski whatever thing. Yeah. But you've got your name like behind the faucet head.
Yeah. We want
to I mean,
No, honestly, thank you for knowing, because Nico designed that rear bumper and the tailgate, and Nico does a lot of the composite manufacturing and builds the tailgates, and
it was a great touch. When the swing arms came open, I was like, holy crap, they nailed it. Like right there, I was like, if they're gonna do this to a thing that's covered up most of the time, because most of the people are going to want the swing out. If they're gonna do this much detail and work, because that wasn't easy.
No.
Then everything else is going to be like crazy awesome. So I was right there, sold out. I was like, this is awesome.
Thank you. That's that tailgate's really hard. That's a full carbon tailgate, by the way.
And then I love how you have the side door to it.
Yeah.
In case some asshole parks right behind you.
That's that dude's idea.
Yeah.
Well, and it's totally his idea, because the way you guys, talk about it is like, so you can get your skis. So of course it's his idea, because he needs to get his skis.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, 100%. And just funny, the contradiction of Nico designing the tailgate and then designing the bumper. He's like, damn, man, I just designed this badass tailgate. And then I just covered it. I just covered it up. I said,
but it's perfect. It just happened to be. It's perfect.
I said, dude, we're an understated brand, and like we chose to put the truck house behind the faucet because we don't want it in your face.
Yeah,
we're not the type of company that you see that Lamborghini that's 300 yards away because it's yellow. You're like, holy shit, here comes the Lambo.
If you have to ask whose party you're at, you don't need to be at the party.
Yeah. Yeah. I like people not knowing. I like it going by and you being like, well, what the fuck was that? And then it's gone.
And then chase it down for 3 hours and be like, oh dude, I saw you away.
It's not like truck house. Like,
yeah.
You don't know, now you know. It's like, no, it's like,
but I do think your logo is badass. Like your logo nails it. I'm into, like my logo for All Over Overland is so small. It's so simple, not small, but it's simple. The A is a tent, and then the circle is you start at a point and then you end at a point. Like you're almost there. So it's, you're all over the camping stuff anyway. Yeah. So that was kind of the theory behind it, but it's simple, Tell
them how hard that was to get.
Yeah, no,
it's not easy.
Naming something and branding it's very difficult.
Yeah.
Almost as hard as building it.
When we for 6 months tried to name this company and make a logo, and when we said truck house, we laughed.
Yeah, like that's the dumbest one. We're not using that.
And it's the only one that stuck around. We kept going and we're like, oh, truck house can stay. It can stay. And we're like, you know what?
Yeah.
That's it.
It's I totally get it because All Over was like early on was one of the things that I thought of. And the only reason was because whenever I was breaking it down of what I wanted the Facebook page that I was starting whenever I did this 5 years ago, what I wanted it to be was I want it to be about everybody all over the place and that I could go all over. I could go to a different state and call somebody up that's in the group and say, hey, look, where do I need to go? Yep. And so All Over, although I thought it was so dumb whenever I first started it, it just kept. And then I started drawing pictures of what I wanted the logo to be and came up with this stupid thing. And, and it stuck. So, it's been a lot of fun. But yeah, I love your logo. It's perfect.
Okay. Thank you.
It is perfect. You guys, as somebody that understands what that process looks like and what you go through to name something and to come up with that, you nailed it. Perfect. I'd put it on my shirt.
It's amazing what a gummy will do for you.
No gummies. No gummies tonight.
We're going to have Lee come down and instead of infusing the next shell, he's just going to hand lay the whole thing for us.
There you go.
I could do it, but it's going to take me a while.
You're going to be in that mold for like 6 months. And let me tell you, when you're in that one piece mold, there's no reference of time.
So I can only imagine.
You'll be in there for 12 hours and come out and you'll be like, it's dark outside?
Yeah.
What's going on?
So now that we're getting close to the end, in fact, we've gone over, so thank you guys for staying a little bit longer. But I really want to make sure that we talk about the capability of this truck. You guys have kind of flexed it a little bit. Tell us, because you were getting really excited right before the show. We were talking about it. So tell us about its off-road ability and kind of what people could expect from it.
Yeah, it's mind blowing. I think Matt mentioned earlier, but you forget you're driving around with a house on the back. I spend a lot of time in vans. I spend a lot of time in campers. And anytime you hit the dirt road, you kind of do one of the quick check, make sure you're sitting in your seat and hold on a little tighter. And then this thing you don't even notice. You go from pavement to a washboard and it's smooth.
Yeah. And
we're all about getting further off the beaten path, and this truck really lets you do it.
Yeah, and going, for Lee, the nerd, I'm gonna let Lee. We're gonna nerd out, but the thing, the truck comes factory with 8 inches of suspension travel in the front. We're closer to 12 now. We've got about 14 in the rear. All of our suspension is custom tuned by AccuTune. So these two trucks behind us have 2.5-inch coilovers with remote resis and DSC adjusters, as well as bypasses. So these trucks have bypasses. These are both supercharged as well. These trucks will do 80 miles an hour in the dirt all day long.
Wow.
On the freeway. You could lift one tire off the ground about 3 feet and keep all 3 other tires on the ground. I mean, the things are really.
And that's with the truck staying happy, correct?
Oh, happy as can be.
Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt. And the main thing is we want to be sprinter size, but we don't want to be unibody incapable. We don't want to be a car. We think no hate to sprinter guys. We love sprinters. We love the idea. We love getting out there. We don't care what you're camping in. It's not about building like the nicest, best thing. This is just the niche we found in the market, you know?
Mm-hmm.
We're not trust fund kids. We work our asses off, and this is where we fell into it. But we did build a truck that is fully capable with front and rear lockers and 35s. And I mean, we actually, Nico, once again, did a bunch of math, and we beat a TRD Pro Tacoma off the showroom floor and breakover, departure, and approach angles with the camper on.
Damn.
So, and that's a factory truck. That's not like, holy shit.
Sure.
It's not a rock crawler, but it's pretty impressive for an RV.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, when you
how
put
much can you tow
like that on there?
We can tow roughly 2,500 to 3,500 pounds, depending on how large the camper is.
That's respectable.
We're not here. Like if you called me and said, "Hey, I got a Mastercraft X Star. I want to tow it to the lake," I'd say you need to buy an earth roamer.
Yeah,
because they're badass.
I can't wait till someone brings you one with the diesel conversion in it from Mexico.
Yeah, no kidding. And besides, if you got a Mastercraft, you can afford an earth roamer.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
And, we're here to tow small fishing boats, snowmobiles, dirt bikes.
That's what I'm thinking. I need something to tow.
Our overland life needs one.
Our
dirt bikes.
Yeah.
The main thing, a lot of people question why Tacoma, and regardless, would say why midsize, or we'll call it a compact truck. Why compact truck? Why not 1 ton? Why not?
But
like,
why not?
Well,
why not a compact truck?
But no, I'll tell you the reason. So the reason is overall cab height of the truck. Yeah. All right. Think about that. Mm. Once people are like, oh, you should do an F-150. They're damn near the size of an F-250.
Yeah.
Are they not? They are. So once you go to F-250, you might as well go F-550. Then you're the big boys. The thing
but you lose all that vertical space inside.
Bingo. So the thing about the Tacoma is the overall cab height is low.
Sure.
So we're able to maintain a 6'3.5" headroom with a big cab over section and be below 10 feet. There's absolutely no way we could do that on a 1-ton truck.
Right.
It's not possible. The cab of the truck itself would be a foot taller stock.
Yeah.
Wow.
Compared to our trucks already built on 35s, lifted, done.
Yeah.
Once you want a 1-ton truck that's going to actually wheel, it better be on 40s.
Mm-hmm.
Once you're on 40s and lifted, now you're 1.5 feet higher than us. So now you're 12 feet tall.
Yeah.
12 feet compared to 10 feet is a big difference.
Yeah. And then if you set anything up on top of it, you got to remember that 13.6 rule.
Yeah. And that was, it's not the easiest path to build this vehicle. No. Starting with a truck, a midsize or a compact truck, we have to do so much engineering and so much fabrication.
Pull up Jeffrey's
I was
message
getting ready
too.
to go there. Yeah. Saved his marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so he says you may have saved my marriage. I have now found a rig I choose over a van.
Yeah.
So.
Nice.
So are you using a Magnuson supercharger or are you using what's the other one out of Kansas City?
Yeah, it's Magnuson.
Yeah.
It is Magnuson. Okay.
Yeah, it's about 30% increase in power. The truck we're sitting in right now is naturally aspirated. It's tuned and geared. It does. I mean, on a closed course, this truck still does 100.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So and the supercharger.
I gotta drive that thing when I come out that way. You gotta let me take it and drive it. Huh?
We'll let you drive a supercharged one.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I gotta drive one of those, man.
Yeah.
Even better. Well, guys, hey, look, we've got you a little longer than an hour. We're gonna have to do this again. You guys have been awesome. Thanks for coming on, and I love the product. What I think that's the biggest thing, we, and we talked about a little bit, like you and Redtail and a couple of the other companies, Colorado, Campworks and all them. You guys are about the same age, and you're pushing innovation to a whole nother level, and people are going to bitch about the price. But I think most people, after hearing you talk about it, kind of go, oh, no, I understand. That's not just grandpa's camper. This is something different. And if you look at it like boats, like they've got all kinds of boats.
Yep.
So they can have all kinds of trucks, and yachts and all that. You just combined the whole thing. So hats off to you. You guys really have a great product, and it looks amazing. And it seems like it's something that's going to stand the test of time and probably be passed down to a son or a daughter at some point. So,
well,
congratulations.
Look at that Sunraider sitting out there. It's still surviving.
Yeah.
So there. And hey, Lee, back to your point. That Sunraider was the top and bottom mold.
Yeah.
Top and bottom, and then they glassed in a plywood floor.
Yeah.
And when I got there, my plywood floor was rotten. So I cut my plywood floor out. I didn't know of Coosa board at the time when I was 24. So I made a Sapele ply or Hydrotech. I'm sure you're familiar with Hydrotech plywood.
Okay. Yeah.
Made a Hydrotech plywood cord floor and glassed that in. So I made a glass Hydrotech plywood on both sides, then glassed that into the rig. So I built the new floor, glassed that in. So that was the downfall of those Sunraiders. So we thoroughly improved on that.
Yeah, I'd say so. And structurally too. You know what? I know Michael's wrapping up. Funny fun fact that a lot of people don't understand is if you take a piece of plywood and you encapsulate it, but all the way around in a composite material such as an epoxy or fiberglass resin or something like that, it actually becomes a considered composite material, even though it has a wood core. Is now considered a composite material. And I find that dumb. Because what do people do? They drill into it, they screw into it, or nail it, whatever. And now it's not. It's not. So
before Coosa and before foam, what when people started coring boats, what they cored them with, right?
What's that?
Balsa.
Oh yeah. Balsa. I thought you were going to tell me there's some other kind of composite. No, yeah.
Balsa wood. And
and teak, lots of teak.
Yeah, but if you build a balsa cord boat,
and
it's encapsulated, it's fine. Once you drill in, you need to do an exceptional job sealing that, or else it will rot from the inside out.
That's how I replaced more transoms and stringers, was that people would mount something, for instance, a bilge heater for the winter months. They would mount this into a stringer. And of course, their bilges would have water and things in there, and it would start to get in these. Next thing you know, you got rotten stringers.
Yeah, they didn't. They didn't know about 3M 5200.
They didn't know any of that stuff. 3M 5200. I got some that out in the shop out there, and when you put that stuff on, it's on. It's like Sikaflex. It's on.
I had a I had to pull an outboard off a transom.
Yeah,
they sealed with 5200, and we ended up having the outboard shit the bed, and we had to cut the transom out and build a new transom or a new section of transom because we could take the bolts out and we could lift the whole boat up with the freaking outboard.
If I can find the video, I'll try to find the video. It's been 10 years ago, but I cut a transom out one day in the shop with a big ass chainsaw. Same problem. I just cut it out, start it over.
Hey, if you can glass and you can fair and you can paint, everything disappears.
Yep, it does.
Hey,
all right, Michael. Sorry, Michael.
No, you guys are good.
Me and Lee, you want to start another podcast called Nerd That?
Yeah.
That's too funny. Sometimes it happens. That's one of the great things, and I appreciate Lee so much for coming on here not feeling good, but even on our show, I'm the comic relief. I'm the loud voice. And he's the guy, every time someone brings something up, he's like, oh, yeah, I've talked to the owner about that company. And are you running the 5679 or the 23456? And the guy is like, what the hell? Where did you come from? Like, he just random facts.
He just pulled a piece of Coosa board out of his back pocket on this.
Yeah, exactly. Has that ever happened before?
No, that's one. I'd say not even.
That's not going to happen again.
0.0001 of the population even knows what that is.
Yeah, exactly.
Good for you, Lee. Good for you.
Exactly.
It's not your fault, Lee. It's not. I'm starting a new hashtag. It's not Lee's fault.
Not Lee's fault. Yeah.
Well, hey guys, thank you so much. Everybody can find these guys at truckhouse.co. Yep. And that's social media. All the social medias is set up that way. Instagram, Facebook, website, all that stuff. So go and check them out. Go watch all the videos that are on YouTube about it. You guys will be super impressed. And then share this with everybody out there. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you guys. Cheers. Feel better, Lee.
All right. So we're going to let you guys go. I've got a couple things to say, but thank you guys. We'll catch up with you guys later.
No doubt.
All right. Thank you guys. Yeah. All right. So we're winding down. Lee, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, no, I'm numb, so it's okay.
I know that you're not feeling good. This is the first show of the new year. So I just kind of wanted to end it, talking to everybody that's listening, that's still with us, and say how much we appreciate you guys coming on, and that we're just blown away every week that you guys keep coming, keep getting in the chats.
Absolutely.
You're telling people about it because we've got more and more people that are joining. We're adding new shows. We've got Monday shows, Tuesday shows, Wednesday shows. And here pretty soon, we're going to start adding a Thursday show every once in a while because we've got the More Expo coming up. Now, next Tuesday, we're going to have Mountain State's Jason on. So Mountain State Overland is going to be on. And then on the 18th, we've got Coyote Works. So we've got Casey with Coyote Works.
Yeah, man.
On the 25th, we've got Ty with Red Tail. His wife will probably be with him as well. Thursday, we're going to have Quiet Cat on. So we're going to talk to Quiet Cat on that Thursday, which is the 27th.
Yep.
And then February 1st, we've got Chad with Living the Van Life. He's just got all kinds of stuff going on, dude.
That guy
videos like this
as a machine.
The windstorm and all that stuff. And then February 8th, we've got Kent Reynolds with Overland Bound, and he is responsible for a new trail that Lee has got a boner for. And
Lee's going.
And we want to do that soon. So everybody, thank you so much. Lee, thank you for pushing the buttons. Truck House, thank you guys for being on. Everybody out there, we appreciate you. Whatever you do, make sure that you